Hi, I'm Tom from Kinetic Sports Performance, and one of the most common questions I get asked is how does strength training translate over to athletic performance, either on the court or on the field? So today we're going to talk about the force velocity curve and how that relates to athletic performance. So here's the force velocity curve on the board here. This graph has two ends. We've got the force end up the top where we have high amounts of force transferred into the ground, and this end down here, lower amounts of force but at a higher velocity. So basically what you'll see is that the movements that require more force happen at a slower pace than the movements that are at a higher velocity but require less force. So for example, sprinting would be down this end, maximal pace but with no resistance, or a 1 rep max squat, for example, will be on the force end, moving at a slower pace but requiring maximal amounts of force. How this translates to athletic performance, if we can increase our max force output, we can shift this curve upwards. So for example, if we increase our maximal strength, this curve goes up, and now our velocity end of the curve, so for example sprinting, jumping without any resistance, now happens at a higher velocity relative to our maximal force output. And that's how strength training can increase our performance out in the field or out in the pitch. So one of the most common strength movements you might see in the gym is the squat. Great way of developing strength of the muscles of the lower body. And this is one of the key ways that we can increase that strength and then shift that force velocity curve up to increase our performance out in the pitch or out in the court. Mon's gonna set his feet up shoulder width apart just for his body weight squat to start. From here, he's gonna stay tall through the chest. He's gonna sit back to the hips, sitting down into his squat, and then back up, nice and tall. Back through the hips, keeping his knees in line with his feet. This movement can be progressed in a couple of ways. So the next level for Mon would be to progress to what we call a goblet squat. So for the goblet squat here, Mon's got a weight now on his chest. Same movement, he's gonna sit back to the hips, now just keeping the weight in contact with his chest. And this is a basic way that Mon can load up that squat, add a bit of extra resistance, and increase his strength output. Good movement for beginners to start off with before we progress to a more advanced version of the squat, which will be the barbell back squat. So here, Mon's gonna show us the barbell back squat now. He's gonna set up under the bar, making sure his shoulders are even, stepping back, setting his feet as before, and now we've got the same movement, but now we're just loading up the weights on the back. And this is a great tool for a more intermediate to advanced athlete to now increase that load and go super heavy on the squat as they increase in competence.